And here we go, right into it. So this time we want to get an idea of the status of the orders of our customers. So we want to show each customer number and then the number of orders they have by status type. And there are 6 altogether. So you'll have a column for customer number, and then we'll have a column for each of the status types: shipped, in process, canceled, disputed, resolved, and on hold. And then we'll be showing for each customer how many orders of these various types they have. Okay, so first things first, let's just grab from orders, and we'll just grab the top 10 rows here. Let's see what type of data we're dealing with. Okay, so we've got our customer number there at the end, and then we've got our status here, and we see it's shipped. And just to show you that there are non-shipped ones, then we'll just say where status does not equal shipped. Now we run it, and we see that, okay, there's resolved, there's canceled again. So we do have ones of other status types. Okay, so in order to work through this, we'll get rid of this where clause here, and then we'll also drop the stuff out of our select. So in order to find how many we want, one way that I like to work through things is to work through one customer at a time, or one real set of data at a time. So let's look at customer 452 here. Let's just see all of the orders where customer number equals 452. And we run it, and we see they have 3. 2 are shipped, 1 is resolved. So let's go ahead and try to get the right results for this customer only. Once we have that, then we can go ahead and apply that to everybody all together. So, of course, we want to display the customer number, so we'll have that. But say we want to see how many shipped orders they have. So, of course, we could just say select count star, where customer is that, and status equals shipped. That would work. And we get 2. But we need to have this work so that we can also account for the various other status types they have. So the way to do that is actually with case statements. Okay, and let me give you a case where of how we can do this. So we'll say case when status equals shipped, then 1, else 0, and then end. Okay, and we'll give all of that an alias. We'll just say as shipped, like that. Get rid of this last line here. And so the way the case statements works, you can look it up on your own, but essentially it's like an if-else in traditional coding. So we'll just say case when this happens, then we'll say it's 1, else we'll say it's 0, and then we have to use the end keyword at the end. So let's run this now and see what we get. And we see that we get a row back for each order that this customer has, and we get 1 back for each time that the status is shipped, and we get a 0 back for when it's not shipped. I think in this case we said it was canceled or resolved. Well, we'll see soon enough. Okay, so say we wanted to, well, in our shipped column for this customer, obviously we want to see it say 2. Right? We want to see it say the customer number, and then in the next column, and we'll just do it like that, the next column we want to see it say 2 for shipped. So in order to do that, we need to add an aggregate function here. So outside of our case statement, let's grab all of it here, we need to say something. So think what that function would be, and it's going to be our sum function. So now we run it, and we see that the status is shipped for 2 of these orders for this customer. Okay, so now that we have this, we pretty much just rinse and repeat for all of our other columns for the various status types that we're dealing with. Okay, so now I can say status is in process, then 1 else 0 as in process. By the way, I have written down these various status types. Of course, if you need to get them and you don't remember, then just select distinct status types. The distinct status types, that's hard to say, and then you'll be able to do it. Okay, and now we're going to the wrong website, so give me just a second here, and we're back. Okay, so now we've got this next one, case when status equals canceled, then 1 else 0 as canceled. And I don't really need the quotation marks there, but we'll just put them there for fun. Okay, so now we'll do the next one. Case is disputed, then 1 else 0 as disputed. Okay, and then one more time, and we are getting towards the end here. So now, instead of disputed, we want resolved. And as resolved. And then lastly, we want to do it here for on hold. Okay. And I realized that was sitting there that whole time. My apologies indeed. All right, so we've got on hold just like that. Might help to say on hold, actually. Okay, so we've got all of these case statements here now that are doing what we did in the first one, which we saw got us the right result of 2. So let's run this and see if we get the right results. Okay, so we are seeing a column now for each of these different status types, and yep, it was resolved, and so we have a count of 1 there. So all we need to do to make this correct for this customer now is to specify customer number right here, and of course it should see 452, if we properly add a group by. So we'll add a group by clause. And there we go. Okay, customer 452. They had 2 shipped, 1 resolved. That's where their statuses are at for their orders. Now, pretty much all we have to do to make this apply to everybody, get rid of our where clause. Let's run it, and there we go. So now we've got a list of all of our customers and all of their orders by their various statuses. We see that the majority of them are shipped, which is always good to see. Okay, so there is the query right there. We had a case statement for each of these different status types, and then we had to sum those case statements together so that we could get the total number of orders per each status type. So that's it for today. Go ahead and check out, if you haven't already, our free Intro to SQL Querying course by clicking here. And if you're interested in the full deal to get you ready for pretty much any query you can imagine, then check out our Ultimate SQL Querying package with this image right here. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.